Hey, friends, and welcome back. Or if you're new here, welcome to Trying to with Leah. So, as we step into a new year, I've been thinking a lot about reinvention, not the aesthetic new year, new me kind, but the kind where you literally rebuild your life without pretending that your past didn't happen because I feel like I've had to reinvent myself more times than I can count. Reinvention is kind of baked into life. You do it when you graduate high school, again, if you go to college, or even if you don't. And you do it when you enter the workforce. And again, when you realize you might want to do something completely different. Sometimes it's a career shift. Sometimes it's starting a new job and starting over and feeling like a beginner again. And then there are the identity shifts that nobody really prepares you for, like becoming a partner, a spouse, or a parent. Suddenly you're asking, who am I now? And quietly wondering where the old you even went. Over and over again, we rebuild. Over and over again, things fall apart. And then we rebuild again. And I really believe that none of that is wasted because when things collapse, it rarely feels meaningful in the moment. It feels like failure. It feels unfair and disorienting. But I think sometimes things fall apart because you're meant to build back up in a better direction. I believe every moment of every day is an opportunity to grow, to choose differently, and to take actions that move you closer to what you truly want. We don't usually get to control when our towers fall or what makes them collapse, but we do get to choose what we do once we're standing in the rubble. And oddly enough, the finale of Stranger Things explained this really well. No spoilers, so I promise you, you're safe. But there is a conversation that happens about when something earth shattering happens in your life. And you basically get two choices. You can blame yourself and replay the what ifs. You can fill yourself up with a lot of regret and even convince yourself that the suffering is exactly what you deserve. Or you can choose to accept what happened, not like it and understand it, anything like that. Just accept it and try to live the best life you can anyway. But I think that we can take this even a step further because acceptance helps you survive, but it's reflection that helps you grow. You can look back at the moments that changed you, the moments that forced you to redefine yourself, the ones that literally shook you to your core. And instead of just saying, okay, this happened, you can ask yourself, what did this teach me? What did this shape in me? What parts of myself were born here? And I know some experiences feel impossible to make sense of, especially the ones that you had absolutely no control over. So let's try a quick thought experiment. And don't worry, it's just a thought experiment. But imagine that you're in Oz and you discover that everything that has ever happened to you was orchestrated by the Wizard of Oz. Everything, every hardship, every heartbreak, every loss, but also every joy, every deep love, every passion. They handcrafted your quirks. They planted your insecurities. They set up everything that made you who you are today. So, of course, you probably are demanding answers. So, you march into Emerald City and you pull back that curtain and you find yourself. Not a higher power, not random chaos, just you. You put yourself through the highs and the lows of your life, all to get yourself to right here, to this moment where you finally start noticing that your life has been trying to teach you things. And you finally start noticing what it's been trying to teach you. And this is where something really important happens. You stop seeing yourself as the victim of your story and you start seeing yourself as an active participant in it. But here's the thing, regardless of who or what you believe is in charge, whether it's a higher power, fate, the universe, pure randomness, or nothing at all, it doesn't actually matter. What matters is this: you still have power, you still have strength, and you still have a choice. No matter what shaped you, no matter what knocked you down, you still get to decide who you become from here. Okay, so let's think for a minute. Who did you want to be when you were younger? I've shared before that I wanted to be Oprah, not because of fame, but because I wanted to be somebody who could make a real impact. I want to help people see themselves differently. And I don't say this lightly, but I do feel like I have this kind of deep, quiet knowing that I'm moving in the right direction. Not because of external validation or milestones or anything like that, but because something in me recognizes that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. It's like life is nudging me and saying, this way. And I know somewhere out there, something that I have said has caused somebody to pause and look inward and maybe even feel not as alone. So I'm definitely on the right path if that's the case. So when you think about reinventing yourself, instead of holding some kind of future version of yourself in your head, like a distant goal, maybe try asking yourself, how would that healed version of you feel about what you're going through right now? What would they notice about this situation that maybe you're missing? What choices would they be making here? Not the perfect version of you, but the integrated one, the one who understands the pain but isn't ruled by it. Reinvention doesn't mean erasing your past. It means letting your experiences inform your choices instead of control them. And honestly, sometimes life has a way of forcing that awareness on us. Not gently, not subtly, but more like, hey, you're not seeing something. Whack. This past year has been rough as far as my clumsiness. I have been hitting my head as I get into the car. I have been banging my knee as I scoot up to my desk. I have been standing up directly into open cabinet doors. And at some point, it kind of feels personal. But the more it keeps happening, the more I realize it's not just a reminder to be present, it's about paying attention. It's about breaking out of autopilot and looking around at what's actually happening around me and inside of me. It's like the universe is saying, stop, look, pay attention. And honestly, message painfully received. So, my hope for you this week is that you look at the big moments differently. See what they taught you, see how they shaped you. And if there's something you've been avoiding, bring it into the light. The things that we fear the most are often just wounded parts of ourselves asking to be understood and loved. And the only person who can do that for you is you. So I hope you have the best week. Come back next Tuesday for more healing, growth, and inspiration. You are doing great, and keep going, because life does get better when you try. Okay. I'm gonna figure this out. This microphone is so awkward sometimes. It's very awkward sometimes. Anyway, I try and keep it on my shirt, but sometimes it doesn't work. Maybe I should just make it a brat. So it's stupid. Anyway. I'm just gonna keep it on the shirt. Dang it. There we go. Okay. Okay, so I completely forgot to give you guys a Molly and Luna update. So here it is, thrown in at the end. Sorry. But yes, they are now absolutely true sisters. And Molly thinks that Luna is her personal plaything. She's a toy. Her tail is meant for entertainment only. And so that's been fun because Luna gets very annoyed. But yeah, they enjoy each other and they do not cuddle very often, but they tolerate each other, they play, and it's getting to be a little family once again. So thank goodness for that. Molly has finally been accepted into the family. So it's great. There you go.